Tier 1 listings, sponsorship, app development, and more. Casper is going to be a huge project in this upcoming bull market. We're going to break down exactly what's going on and why we are seeing a big run to grab a bag of Casper before it's too late. Let's get into this one. It's going to be good. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. And in this video, like I said, we're going to be talking about Casper. Now, for those of you that don't know, we've been talking about Casper since it was 202, very early on into this project. We actually have two cryptocurrency KS0 miners that mine Casper for our community pool on the channel. And I want to talk a little bit about what's coming, a little bit about some big announcements and voting that's going on, and why people are grabbing Casper and why it's going to be an absolute monster in this upcoming bull market. So currently ranked the 29th highest ranked cryptocurrency, $3.8 billion is its market cap, still around that $56 million in volume, just around 13% down on the day. Price action is at 16.87. Now, we did have a nice little rally up in the last kind of few months, and specifically in the last week, we saw a good little push to the kind of high 17s and then a little bit of consolidation, but there is good news coming. We are seeing Casper really start to mature and really start to push this out to the masses. We've seen a lot of the ambassadors doing a lot of good work to make sure that everybody is aware of Casper, but we have a big announcement and a big vote that the community is doing on now, and that's to do with Financial Technologies AFT 2024. Now, this is a conference that ultimately takes place in September at the Austrian National Bank in Vienna in Austria. Now, you might be thinking, what has this got to do with anything? Well, currently there is a vote proposal going ahead for Casper to be represented, to be a sponsor of this event. And it's about $5,000 to $10,000 to be a gold sponsor of this event. So I think it's really important. Like I said, Casper working hard. The community voted on it to make sure that we and the community are absolutely wanting to do this thing. The fact that Financial Technologies, remember what Casper is building, the Ghost DAG. A lot of people get confused. This isn't a blockchain. This is a very different simultaneous block creation to ensure that transactions are both incredibly cheap and incredibly quick. This for me is a real point of difference for Casper and really makes sense for them to be at that AFT 2024 as a gold sponsor. They get so much more with it. There'll be huge amounts of people to see there and lots of stuff going on. We've seen it in things like Zurich, in Massachusetts, and now in the Austrian National Bank. So very good news. And when you kind of think about what Casper's doing and take out the fact that it's going to have some absolute insanity in both of its kind of creation of blocks and ultimately pushing transactions through. We know that the Rusty upgrades come in, the TNS 11 upgrades there as well. Huge scalability options with this one. You start to look at what else is coming. So the Dagnite consensus is done. Mobile wallet development is also done. Integrate Casper on Ledger. We talked about that recently. That's a big deal. The Rust language coding is currently in testing, and we could expect to see that very soon. Ultimately, the rewrite of the programming language to make it even quicker. Michael Sutton there giving his view to get to that 100 BPS could be absolutely insane. Then you start getting into what's coming and ultimately why this becomes incredibly exciting, and again why I think Casper will be a top tier cryptocurrency in this upcoming bull run and potentially even further down the line. You've got an upgrade consensus, you've got increased blocks per second and transaction speed to make it even quicker, archival node improvements, and smart contract implementations. We've seen EVM specifically on XRPL, that's going to come, and many other chains really wanting to integrate into that EVM smart contracts. Why would that be important? Well, if you think about something like Casper, that it could do microtransactions incredibly quick, it could service a huge amount of bandwidth incredibly quick, all of which doing for a fraction of the cost of what you see on something like Ethereum, then it becomes incredibly important. The aim is to become the fastest, most scalable and secure layer 1 proof of work crypto. And while we feel we've already reached this benchmark, there still exists some fine tuning for peak performance. So that's going to be very good news as that all builds out. And like I said, lots of people becoming more and more bullish on what Casper is delivering. Now, here's the point that we want to reference. When Casper was back at that kind of 2.0, sometimes you have to take a risk and sometimes you have to fundamentally understand what is being built. And that's where we got to with Casper. That's why we did everything we did in terms of making sure that we were secured and that we were invested. We also, like we said, invested in miners, and the mining algorithm and ultimately what you can benefit from is still very profitable given the fact that it's had a huge amount of scaling. Now, you can see here, we're We're mining about 206 gigahashes, and we're pulling in about $2 a day, just under 1.71. And so far, we've seen about $13.84 for the last week, and our total accumulation is about $1,200, which is good news. And as we see the price move up, then we obviously will see a net benefit from that. Lots of people staking, and you can't actually buy any of these KS Zeros because they've been sold out. Now, the Rusty upgrade is coming. We're keeping an eye out for those latest KS Zero Rusty approved, miners. They could be pretty interesting. We may even get one here on the channel so that we can test it, so you guys can see exactly what's going on. But all pretty good news. So when we take a look at the price action, you can see this very good move on Casper. Likewise, we're seeing this level of consolidation. This isn't a bad thing. We see it a lot with Casper as it kind of has this huge rally up, then this consolidation. This isn't bad news at all. MACD is trending slightly down. RSI does need to cool. The market is feeling very, very overbought right now. We see Bitcoin just dropping away back from that 57,000. But for me, there is some big announcements coming. There's some big updates coming, and Casper is going to be in front of the masses. For me, this is a project you do not want to miss out on. We, like I said, have been talking about this for the longest time. In my view, it's a 25 cent, 50 cent, potentially even $1 coin. The bags are packed. We're looking forward to what's coming. As ever, though, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of Casper? Have you sold, moved on? And why are you bullish on what's coming for Casper in 2024? As ever, don't forget that like and subscribe button to join our community. We'd love you to be part of it. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.